It seems as though some V8 4Runner owners are a little bit confused about what grade of fuel they need to run in their 4Runner. So today I'm going to share with you real quick what I run in my 4Runner and my reasoning for doing so. By the way, check out the shirt. I got all 5 generations of 4Runner on here, so if you want to support the channel and pick one up, I'll put a link down below for you. The shortest and easiest answer is to run whatever fuel your owner's manual recommends you run. That's without a doubt what it's going to run best on, that's what it's engineered for, that's what the ECU is tuned for. Stick with what the owner's manual recommends. Let's take a look at what my owner's manual says. Unleaded gas, octane rating 87. So that's regular fuel. Now apparently some owner's manuals have an extra little blurb here that says for increased performance run 91 or higher. Now my interpretation of that is that Toyota has tuned the 4.7 V8 probably to run on 91 octane the best. And they're saying themselves that running lower octane regular fuel is perfectly safe to do so. I think the biggest concern that people have with running regular gas in their 4Runner is that it's going to cause some kind of damage to their engine. But the cool thing is that your 4Runner is smart enough to adjust for lower octane fuel if it detects that that's what you're running. So if it senses any kind of knock or pinging or anything like that, it's actually going to dial the timing back on purpose to keep itself safe. So you will probably lose some horsepower, but it's not going to damage your engine. I've run 87 octane on my 4Runner since I bought it, which was over 5 years ago. I've even towed a trailer across Canada to the Rocky Mountains and back on just 87 octane, and it purred like a kitten the whole time. Are you seriously going to mention that in every single video? I did a poll a little while ago, both here in the YouTube community and then also on my Instagram page, and it looks like I'm not alone. 85% of you guys are also running regular gas in your 4Runner. But I've read on the forums that some people think that their owner's manual says that they have to run premium 91 octane, and maybe they do, but I think more than likely they're just misinterpreting what that little blurb says from Toyota, that you need to be running 87 octane or higher, and higher might give you a bit of a performance advantage. I was curious about this, so I actually did a test myself, and I hand calculated everything because we all know that the reading in the dash is about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop. And don't worry, I accounted for my bigger tires too, I factored in that percentage. I was actually impressed to see about a 1 mile per gallon gain in my 4Runner, but once you factor in the much higher cost of premium fuel here in Ontario, suddenly you're not really saving much money, if any at all. So yes, in my experience, your 4Runner will run a little bit more efficiently on premium fuel. If your engine calls for premium and you run premium, then you're not going to get any extra power, you're just going to be able to keep the advertised horsepower. If it calls for premium and you're running regular, then it is probably going to give you a loss in power. If your engine calls for regular fuel and you put premium in it, you're not going to gain any extra power. Higher octane fuel burns colder, and so it's required for high compression engines, engines with forced induction like supercharged, turbocharged engines, that kind of thing. Running premium fuel in an engine that's meant for regular fuel can actually cause a bit of a power loss because that colder burning fuel has less energy. So if you want to run nothing but race gas and 4 bottles of octane booster in your 20-year-old 4Runner, go right ahead, but you're probably not going to be making any performance gains, at least not like you think you are. Now I will say, with running the 2 grades of gas back to back in my 4Runner, my perfectly calibrated butt dyno tells me that it does make a bit more power with 91 octane in it. Again, that leads me to believe that these are actually tuned for 91 octane, and then if you run 87, Toyota tells you that that's safe to do so, but it is going to dial the timing back and you are going to lose some horsepower. Now this is just what I've learned after researching the subject and doing some of my own tests. If your 4.7 blows up from running 87 octane, that's not my problem. I can't be held responsible for that. All I'm saying is I've been running 87 for over 5 years and I beat the crap out of my 4Runner and it's been perfectly fine. And my owner's manual says 87 octane is fine to run. Now if you really care about putting the best quality fuel in your 4Runner as possible, I think it's less important to worry about the octane rating and more important to find a top tier gas station. You can go online and find a list of them, and these have the highest quality fuels available. Find a good one that's near you and go to it consistently. Make sure that you're going to a busy gas station, not one that's like out in the boonies that only fills their tanks up every once in a while, because that fuel is just sitting there kind of going bad as it's unused. Find a gas station that's busy, that they're constantly pumping the tanks back up and having to fill back up with fresh gas. That's probably your best bet. One final note, you guys have been loving the videos lately, and every time you watch a video or you share it with a friend or you give the frickin' people's elbow to the like button, it really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. This channel's growing, finally, and it's all because you guys are watching the videos, so keep watching them. If you have any tips or any video ideas that you'd love to see on the channel, feel free to send it to the email address below on the screen here. And if it's a good idea, I'll throw it in my never-ending list that I've got going on. Anyways, I will see you guys next week, and thank you for watching. Later.